Hi everyone. A very good evening. Welcome to day two of your bootcamp. Let me know if I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. Let me know in the chat. Hi everyone. Good evening. So just let me know if I'm audible to all of you. All right. And meanwhile, let's wait for other students to join in, and then we can start with today's session. All right. Great. Hi Samarth. Good to see you again. Okay. Thanks for the confirmation, Rabia. Great. So how are you all? Are you excited for day two? Okay, great, great. If I'm audible to every one of you. Hi, Spurti. Nice. So I'll just tell you the do's and don'ts, which I have already mentioned yesterday as well. I'll tell you how you will be able to access your today's assignment. Right? I hope everyone who had joined yesterday have submitted their assignment uh, for day one. Okay. Hi, Nandini. Good evening. Let's wait for few more minute, guys. Let others join in, and then I can just start explaining that how you can, submit your assignment. Anyway, the moderator has already shared the assignment link in the chat. So great. So I hope you all remember how you can mark your attendance, right? And I hope everyone have marked their day one attendance. You have to follow the same process to mark your day two attendance as well. Whoever are joining new, make sure you have registered for the program. Make sure you have watched previous day session. If not, then you can continue with today, and then you can go back and watch the recording of yesterday's session, right? uh Ma'am, I have not submitted. Can I do it today? Yes, of course you can submit it today. So there is no within a week you can submit your assignment for day one, day two, and day three, right? So we actually have given you a week time to submit your assignment, and then we will close it by next Wednesday, most probably. So the link will be closed. So till then, you have time. Hi, Gitanjali. Good evening. Hi, Hardi. Hardi, you had won yesterday quiz, so I would request you to please reach out to support.letsupgrade.in so that we can help you with your details. So we can get your details and then share the coupon with you. All right. So reach out to support@letsupgrade.in and mention that you have won the quiz at day one, and the team will reply to you as soon as possible. You can also reach out to my email ID, which is nidhit@letsupgrade.in. All right. Hi Pooja, good evening. So I'll just quickly share my screen. Hardi, I hope you have understood. You have to reach out to the team so that we can get your details. All right. I'll quickly share my screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Tanushri, yes, once you submit your day one, day two, and day three assignment, you will be getting your certificate. But you have to make sure that you are submitting the assignment for all the 3 days. Okay. Great. So my screen is visible. Guys, you just have to go to the description of, sorry. Okay, you just have to go through the description of today's class. All right. So you can see all the links, all the available documents, all the required links are here. So this is your assignment link. Okay. So you have to click over here. Okay, the form is closed as now. So same, you can click over here. You will see the assignment question in the form, and you just have to fill out your details like your name, your mobile number, your email ID, and then you have to copy. So you have to write the code and then you have to copy the code and paste it over here. So you can write the code in your VS Code or any editor which you are using, and then you can paste it over here, and then submit the assignment. Okay. Nanda, madam, I'm a student ambassador member at 7. I have some meeting. Can I do that? Yes, you can go, Nanda. You can watch the recorded session for this and then submit your assignment. All right. So everyone understood. This is your day 2 assignment link. We will start the form at the end of the session. So you can just click on this link. You will be able to see the question for today, and then you have to submit it. Like, you have to submit your name, you have to submit your email ID, phone number, and the code. So you have to write the code separately. We are not going to provide you the code for the assignment. Let me make this very clear. Okay. Ashwin, no, day 1 assignment link is not closed, so you can submit it. So we will be giving you a week time for day 1, day 2, and day 3. So after a week, the assignment link will be closed. So okay, let me check if it's showing the question now. Okay. No, the form is yet not open. We will be opening it by end of today's session. Okay. So after completing today's session, you can just click on the link and go. Yeah, Priyanshi, I got mail score 10 on 10. So if you have done your assignment correctly, you will be getting the score that way, right? And this is your all-in-one document, guys. I have explained it to you yesterday as well. Every details, every links, all the notes and all, everything is available in this all-in-one document, right? So you can just click on this link, and everything is available for you. That's it. Nothing. There are only 2 and 3 important topics which I have already explained you. You have to submit your assignment for day 1, day 2, and day 3, and you also have to make sure you to get the certificate. So someone who has submitted the assignment for all the days, those are only going to get the certificate. But if we will get any doubt in the assignment, will there be some solution provided? So we will, after the submission deadline over. No, Samarth, that's not happening yet. But we will be definitely giving you the feedback where you have went wrong, and then you can correct it in your assignment and submit it to us again. All right. So that's it from my side, guys. I hope you will have a informative session today as well, like you had yesterday, and that's it. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions and all. The team will definitely solve it, and I'll handle the session to your trainer. All right. Thank you so much. All the best, guys. Bye bye.
Yep. Hi guys. Let me just share my screen and turn on the camera. Just confirm if my screen is visible. I might. Yep. I think we are audible and visible. Yeah. Hi, Samarth. Hi, Devarapu. Hi, Gitanjali. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. Yeah. Before starting today's session, if you have anything from the previous session, any doubts, anything which is unclear, just pour it in. Maybe we can clear it out in the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll take it from there. Right. So this is the code from the previous session, which was day 1. Right. We saw in all what containers are. We saw how grid works. Right. We also made a a car page to showcase different cars, and it had it had a description to it as well, and different photos, right? So all of that was done. I hope this is crystal clear to you, because in today's session we will be moving one step ahead. discussing about typography, colors, fonts, Flexbox, and all of those stuffs, right? Yep. Suresh, can you tell me? Yeah, so yesterday we did all about grids, right? It was mainly about grids and containers, right? Backbone of Bootstrap. So if you haven't watched yesterday's session, maybe you can watch it. But in short, we did all about how to add what are grids, how to make page responsive, the screen sizes which we have in Bootstrap, also what containers are, and all of those stuff, also what padding and margins, some of those stuff. We'll be doing it in depth today. Sir, how do we add colors? Yeah, Rabia, we'll cover it today, don't worry. Colors and all of these stuffs we'll be covering today. Okay. Yup. So anything from the previous session, or shall we start fresh? Yep. Sir, how do we? Yeah, I think I answered that. Anything else? Any other doubts from the previous session? Let me know if you have. Otherwise, we can just get going um, for today's class. Okay, Rabi says no doubt. AK Lofi, no doubt. What about others? Ikra Kolarkar, start fresh. Okay, I think it is crystal clear. Okay. Okay, okay, sure. It's AK. Yeah, I mean the username is AK Lofi, so I thought it's your full name. But yeah. Anyways, let us start with today's session, and let us see what do we have in today's one, right? Okay. So I hope we all have access to the documentation. I will just drag the documentation here if you don't have it. So I think we all know how useful and beneficial documentation is when we are covering Bootstrap, right? So we all have the access to it. Okay. So this is the Bootstrap documentation. I will just open it, and here it is. I'll just drag it here. So that is the documentation. Oh, I think that's the old one. So what do we do? I hope we know how to open the Bootstrap documentation, the original one, right? It is nothing but we type in Bootstrap, right? So you will see this getbootstrap.com, which is the official documentation. You click on this and you will have access to the docs, right? As simple as that. Okay. Now, in today's session, first of all, we will start with how can you add colors, and we'll talk about colors and typography. So first thing first, right? It is also a good habit to see how do we get started with the documentation. Let's suppose you want to add colors. So let assume this documentation is new to me. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and add colors. So once I add colors, I reach up to a section. It says colorize text with color utilities. If you want to colorize links, you can use the dot link helper class, which have hover and focus states, right? So they have all the classes which are responsible for adding colors in your Bootstrap, right? So if you want to add colors to your Bootstrap, you can go ahead. So we'll see an example, right? I request you guys to please open this in your laptops or your computer screens if you're wherever you're watching, so that you have an idea or reference what I'm trying to teach here. Okay. So for this, I'll drag it in my second monitor so that we only see the code for now. Okay, and I will bring it here. Right? Okay, so this was day one. I'll make a new folder and I will call it maybe day two. Yeah, so this is day one. So history was day one, today is day two, and likewise, which I did in the previous session, which was index.html, I'll create a new file called as index.html, right? And I will create a boilerplate which makes something like this. Very important to do two steps, right? To link your Bootstrap to your code. First one is which we did in the previous session as well, which was this script, which was this source, right? Link. So what I'll do, I'll just copy it from here. You can get the reference in the documentation as well. I'll copy it and I'll paste it in the head section. Second thing was which is optional by the way, but I'll we still go ahead with it because we don't want to kind of miss anything. I will add it in the body section, right? This means that now my Bootstrap is the code for Bootstrap is ready, right? Okay. Talking about colors. Let's suppose I have a paragraph, right? And this paragraph maybe it says this is para one, right? What I do is I open it with live server, and here it is. Now this is para one. Now just imagine I want to maybe change the color of the text, right? So what is the usual way to do it? Let's suppose you're not using Bootstrap, right? You maybe add an inline style, or you add some classes to it, maybe external styling, you give it some color, some hex code. But in Bootstrap, colors are already predefined. So what you do, let's suppose you, and if I talk about the predefined colors, yep, here they are. These are the predefined colors that we have in Bootstrap. So just an overview, we've got text primary. Text primary is blue. We've got text primary emphasis, which is, I think, a lighter shade of blue, right? We've got secondary emphasis, success emphasis, danger emphasis, info, light, dark, body, secondary, tertiary, black, white, and all of those stuffs. Right? So you have a pretty sense of idea on how colors look like, right? So this is what it is. Let's suppose I go ahead and want to use this style. So what I do is I simply copy the style and paste it in my VS code, which is this one. So what I do p class equals to dot text primary. Now once I do it, if I come to this documentation, wait, let me maybe restart the server. I will stop the live server and I will open it again, right? Oh, so the class is already added, so we don't need to write dot. I think this is enough, right? So see, once we do it, we have the paragraph. To make it much more appealing, right? Instead of P, maybe I can use H2, right? So this is para one. Sorry, not this. Yeah. See, this is para one, and this shows that it has a bluish tint to it. Talking about next thing, maybe I can add some more colors. Let's suppose instead of text primary, next we have got primary emphasis, right? So what do? We just add an emphasis to it. I think it is just a lighter shade of blue. So I will use emphasis, EMPHASIS. I hope the spellings are correct. Now, see, oh, I think it's a darker one than that. So yeah, so if you type emphasis, the colors get darker than the normal colors. Next up, we have secondary. So we can use something like secondary. So once we do secondary, it behaves something like this, right? Apart from that, we have secondary emphasis. Let's talk about red. So red is pretty easy to judge. It's danger, right? So red means danger. So you can just write danger here. So if you do danger, it becomes red in color. Similarly, we have danger emphasis. If you want to, you can have danger emphasis. Once you do it, it becomes like this. And similarly, we have yellow for warnings. So if you want some yellow color, we can add warning and it will be in yellow color. Right. So these are all the colors that we have. Pretty simple to implement, pretty easy to use. You have the documentation. Just go ahead and see what documentation covers and all of those stuffs. Right. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so this was the colors, right? Apart from this, what if you want to, what if you're not fully satisfied by the Bootstrap colors and you want to add your own customization? You can do it. You can do it, but I mean, if you want to add your own personal colors, you will have to again create your own class to it and then add colors. Emphasis, emphasis just means that you're kind of highlighting it. So if I show it to you, see, this is normal, this is emphasis. Emphasis is a little dark edition for normal colors. So can you please zoom in your VS Code? Okay, I'll do that. Yep, I hope this makes sense now. Okay, cool. Okay, so this was how about the colors were concerned, right? Now, instead of this, like, so these were text colors. Similarly to text colors, you also have background colors. If you want to color the background, you can have background colors as well. So if I come up to the documentation, again, as I told you, what is the best way to do it? If you're not aware of something, just write in background, right? So we have background and these are the background colors, right? So again, if you want to use BG primary, let's suppose I come up here to my VS Code and I want to, instead of the, let's suppose to this red color text, I want to add a BG primary, that is a background which is primary. So see, you'll have a blue background with red text. Similarly, you have primary subtle. Okay, so if you want to add this color, you can go up here, add it, maybe let's suppose in this one I can add primary subtle. So if you add it, it'll be a lightish tint of BG primary, I suppose, right? So this is how it works. Again, you have success, so things, the colors, the naming conventions which are common, which I have seen in my experience. Primary means blue, so just remember that, right? Success means green. You might have guessed it already, I believe. Danger means red, and warning means a yellow, right? And these are the colors which are self-explanatory, right? You don't want to explicitly maybe memorize this, because as I told you, primary is the primary color, blue. Success is green, danger is red, warning is yellow, right? And apart from that, we have some subtle which are a lightish tint of it, right? We also have BG info. So if I use this BG info, yeah, if I come up here, I use BG info. So if I do this BG info, this is what it looks like, right? So this is how it works, and you guys can just explore the documentation, right? This is what the colors are concerned. Nothing too fancy, nothing too much to worry about. Just plain simple background text and color text. It is good to go, right? I hope we are clear till here. Anyone? Any doubts so far? Anyone? Let me know if you got any doubts regarding color text colors and background colors. Clear? Okay. Someone says clear. What about others? Rabia Begum clear. Okay. AK no doubts. Okay. So if it is clear, now we will move ahead to the next topic, right? Okay. The next thing that we are going to cover here is some headings and some muted text. So if you want to have some if you want to have some custom headings, you can do that. So the headings are different in Bootstrap as we have those in normal CSS, right? That means the font style for headings, the font sizes for headings in Bootstrap would be different as compared to your regular CSS. Okay, so again, so if you want to add some headings, these are headings. I hope you all know headings are from H1 till H6, and once we go from H1 till H6, they decrease in size, right? Okay, Okay, they are in different what do you call sizes. I hope this makes sense. And this is the so let's suppose if I come up to my VS Code, we already have H2. Let's suppose I want to have H3 here. I got H4, I got H5, and I got H6. So you'll notice the difference in the sizes of all of these. So if I show up this, as you can see, this is the biggest, right? These two are H1. We've got H2, H3, H4, H5. Do we? Okay, I will keep this H1 for better comparison. Yeah, see, that's the biggest. So we've got H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, right? We only have till H6, nothing apart from that. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Cool. Apart from that, if you want to have some fancy stylings, you also have display, right? Displays again. You can say that these are not as bold as your paragraphs, but again, it could be. So let's suppose if I use display too, right? So I come up to my VS Code. Maybe let me copy. Maybe let me add it here itself. So instead of h, okay, to this class, I will give it display 2, and I'll say this is display 2, right? So now if I come up to my documentation, see, this is the headers, and this is a display, right? So they almost look the same, but there's some difference between the width of the letters that you see here, right? As simple as that. Okay, cool. I hope this makes sense. Please zoom the screen. Okay. Maybe now if it makes sense. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So apart from this, you also have mark tests, small tests. It is all there, right? So small, it represents side comments. It is similar to adding a paragraph tag or a span tag, right? So all these paragraphs are there, right? We also have black codes, right? We have a black code class which can look something like it is in a black code sentence, right? And all of those stuff. So alignment, we have already done. Text center, which we will cover later on. But as far as the stylings are stylings are associated with, we have something like this, right? Okay, if you want to strike out, you can also use a strikeout sentence, right? Similar to that sort. Okay, right? So if you use del, that means it will strike out the sentence. So it says this line is text is meant to be a deleted text, right? So if you use something, I'll just copy this and I'll maybe paste it here. So it will have, because it has a del, it is a tag, it is not a class, right? So Bootstrap also has tags associated to it. So if you come up here, it'll be a strike through, just like you have a strike through class in plain CSS. When you do normal CSS, we have a tag associated to it, right? I mean, it is all there in the documentation. You can give it some extra read after the session if you want to. Okay. Cool. So now, apart from this, let us talk about buttons. We also have cool buttons in Bootstrap, right? So if I come up here again, I search in buttons or a button. Yeah, here it is. So we have multiple buttons as well, and this is pretty exciting, to be honest. We have different types of buttons. So again, primary button, you might have guessed by the name itself, primary means blue. That means it will be a button which will be of blue color, right? Button of blue color. Apart from this, we have got different types, which is the submit type, button type, submit type, and reset type, right? And these are all primary. We also have outline buttons. What is the difference between a normal button and an outline button? Outline is just, so The colors are only not down. The background colors are not there. I'll just show you. Okay. So if I come up here to my VS Code, and let's suppose I want to add a button. I add a button and I give it a class. Maybe first of all, I'll say this is a button. And so to make it a bootstrap button, first of all, you give btn. That means a button. After that, you give the color. Maybe you want the button to be of primary, secondary, warning, danger, any of that. So maybe first of all, I'll give button as maybe danger. I hope no, I do. I hope you guys know what danger means now. So if I come up here, this button would be a button which would be of danger color. Now you notice how it creates an effect on hover. These all classes are already laid down in the CSS, already in the CSS, right? As simple as that. Similarly, if you want an outline button, you want a button to be have an outline. So instead of this, so you do button danger. Apart from this, you add one word to it, which is outline. So if you do outline, this will behave something like this. It is still of a red color, but if it is not hovered, the color of the button will only be in the outlines. It will not be in. It will not be filled inside the button, right? Similarly, if you want to make some more buttons, let's suppose you don't want a button, you don't want an outline button, you want something like primary, right? So primary means blue, right? And you want this time maybe outline primary. So it would mean an outline color, right? Apart from this, there are also sizes. So if you want a button which you let's suppose you want a large button by the default size, you can add something like button and the size. Let's suppose you want a large size, you can do something like LG. If you do LG, this button would be a slight this would be a slight larger button than all of these, right? If you want to do small, you can. So let's suppose I come up here, I do BTN SM, which stands for small. So this button would be relatively smaller than all of than the buttons which are of a medium sizes, right? As simple as that. Now we also have, apart from this, we also have a button which is in a disabled state, right? So if you do something like, if you come up here, you write, so we have a button which is an outline button of danger color, that means a red color. If you want to make it disabled, you can add something like disabled. That means the button would exist, but it would be not clickable, right? So see, once I hover over it, it is not clickable. Whereas this is clickable, but this is not clickable. So these were buttons which are disabled by nature, right? As simple as that. I hope this makes sense. Everything is clear about buttons, the types of buttons, how to play with the sizes of the buttons, how to make a disabled button, and all of those sort of, right? Okay. Is it clear? Any doubts so far? Anywhere? All clear, clear. Dev Prabhu, yes, sir. Sushma, clear. Okay. So I hope this part is also clear, and also you can any day play with the fonts, play with the colors. These buttons are all there, so you have the documentation in handy. Uh, One thing Bootstrap is all about, just getting to know how to read the documentation and how to make the best use of it. Because down the line, let's suppose down the line you practice it, then the classes might be just just over your head. But In some cases, documentation is the key to go. Okay, so that is a thing here. And if you have the documentation in hand, that's the most powerful thing that you have in the CSS part. Okay, cool. Apart from this, yeah, so as far as the buttons, are concerned, apart from buttons, we have some alert messages, some cards, right? We also so if you talk about so if I come up to the card section, so I write cards here. Oh, sorry, not about. Yeah, cards. So these are cards, right? And now, what are cards? Cards are nothing but these are a combination of a photo, a title, a text, and maybe a button. So if you want ready-made cards, you don't want to make too much customization. You want a ready-made card, you can do that. So the class name is card here, right? Style they have given as width. I mean, they have written their own styling, but width it is optional. If you don't do it'll have a basic height and width to it. And yeah, this is it, the image section and all of that sort. So I'll show you. If I copy this, right, and come to my VS Code and paste it, this is how it will look like. Right? Now this is the link. So let's suppose I come here. Yesterday we did cars, right? So I'll take the same example. I'll say cars. uh, Cars images. I don't know why this comment is not as per what I intended it to be. I think that's a good one. So maybe I can copy this, copy the image address, and I can go up here, and instead of the source, I can paste this, right? So if you see here, the height and width is already defined. You don't need to take care of the height and width. It looks very neat, very clean. And if you want to um, maybe let me close this. Yeah, and if you want to maybe add some more to it, you can. So we just have an n number of cards as per your want and as per your need, right? So this is how they look. Also, even if you want it, so that's the main div, that's a single card, and we have multiple images in it, right? So if you want, we can use Flexbox to horizontally layout as well. We had to cover Flexbox, we'll do that. But if you want to horizontally layout as well, you can also do it as per your need, right? Maybe instead of this, you can have a span. I think span are inline tags. So if I now copy this, if it works, it works. Otherwise, we'll have to cover Flexbox. Okay, not an issue. Okay, yeah. So we'll be have to using Flexbox to maybe align it horizontally. But this is, I hope you got the whole. Oh, I think I might need to stop the live server and open it again. It had some. Yeah, do I have three? This is card one. Oh, okay. This was span. Instead of this, what if I add a span here? Okay, no, not working. We have to use Flexbox for that. So, anyways, I'll maybe get rid of this box and do it. Right. So this is how it looks. Apart from this, we have multiple types of cards as well. So if you see here, or do we? Yeah. So if you see here, in this we have no image, just a title and some links here and there. By the way, in this one we have a button. If you can redesign it, recolor it, rename it, that is totally as per you and as per your want, right? Flex is again, uh, it is a layout structure which we are going to just cover in some few minutes. Just so have patience. Okay, cool. Yeah. Apart from this, yeah, so these were cards, right? If you want an image card as well, you can. So again, there are multiple customizations of a card. You can use it as per your want. So yeah, see, these are cards which are laid out in different list groups, right? So this is what it is, and yeah, all of these things. So you can just maybe Maybe you can just try it out. I think this has a kitchen sink over it. I'm not sure what that is. So maybe I can come up here and add this. Now this is customizable, so maybe I'll just paste the same link if I don't want, if I want to. But do we have an image here? I don't think so. I don't think so. We have an image. Yeah, that is fine. So it looks something like this, right? Second item, third item, card footer. So you can use it. You can have a footer over it. You can have an item, second item, an item, and all of that sort. Okay. Cool. Apart from that, the next thing that we have is badges. Now, badges are interesting. So if I come up here and show you how badges look like, why do I want to go? Okay. So yeah, alerts, accordions. Yeah, alerts. Yeah. First, let's cover alerts. Alerts are nothing but you must have seen it in many websites. So let's suppose I um, want to add an alert which pops up if something goes wrong. Maybe just to make you guys aware of that, hey, something is wrong. So I can just copy this, right, and show you how it looks like. So this is an alert. So once this div is emptied, I can just show this alert too. So it is alert, and primary means it is of a primary color, and role is very important. So that it makes so this role is very important, and due to this only we'll be able to see an alert, right? So if you see here, yeah, see, this is a primary alert. Check it out. So you can add alerts to it as well. As I told you, multiple colors could be added. So instead of this, maybe I want to customize it. I can. So maybe I want. So alerts are usually in red color just to showcase that something might be wrong, or maybe a warning color just to show that hey, something is fishy, something is missing. So you can literally change the colors of these as well, as per your needs and as per your alerts. Okay. Yep, so these were alerts, and this is how we can add them, and we can maybe customize it as per your wants, as per your needs. Okay, sure. So apart from this, let us move ahead. I think this part is clear. We've so far we've covered paragraphs, we've covered buttons, various types of buttons, outline buttons, and we have covered some cards. Apart from this, we have this is also part of card, which has uh, an item to it, an item one, item two, third item. Maybe you can use it as a card footer. So I hope we all know what card footers are, and this is alerts. Apart from this, um, interestingly, we have something. So if I show you, we have something called as a badge, right? So badge is nothing but just a bold text which appears inside a heading, right? So remember when we were young, so we used to get badges like the monitor badges or the monitor badge or the counselor badge. So it is something like this. So it highlights. So we we have a class called as badge to it. So if you add a badge class to it, so let's suppose I come up here and do my VS code, right? So let's suppose I want to add any text, maybe some heading, and I say uh, this represents a badge, right? So and if I want to make a badge highlight as if it is really a badge, I use a class which is called as a badge class. Maybe I can use a span here and include this span inside my badge, right? So as I told you, it takes in a class called as a badge, and you can also design it. Maybe I want to design the text of the color, which is text, and I hope we all know how to design background in Bootstrap. We use BG. So I come up here, I'll add BG, and then comes the color. right? Maybe I'll use secondary or tertiary. Maybe I'll go ahead with secondary, or maybe I can go with primary. Primary suits the best. So if I come up here, this is how it looks like. So we have a batch. It looks like a batch, right? Okay, so when I open the assignment page, it is showing the deactivated or no. The assignment page would be added soon. I think it is now active. So you can just go ahead and uh, access the assignment pages. Yep. Okay. Similarly, you can also change the batch colors. I hope this would be an easy task. So if you have come till here, um, so let's suppose I want to add a batch of red color, and red, we all know what red is. In Bootstrap, it is danger. So we've got danger, and we might have secondary as well. So these are the various types of badges. We have red, and we have secondary. It has a little grayish texture to it. So yeah, this is what it is. Okay, I hope this is clear. Badges. Okay. Uh, pink. So as I told you, like the pink is, I mean, Bootstrap is not too much customizable. If you want to add pink color, you have to add your own class, and then you might have to add those colors. So if you come up here, or maybe there is, um, where is the documentation? Yeah. So if you want to search some colors, you can do it. Maybe I'll head over to colors, and yeah, I think this does the job. You can use it, or you can maybe um, mm, I don't think so. It'll be too dark. So maybe if we try this instead of this, if it works, it works. If not, maybe you'll have to make your own class. BG emphasis. No, see, it is not working. That's only a part of the text. So or if you remove the text part, see, it is still not coming because these colors are not there in Bootstrap. Okay. Cool. Apart from this, we have something called as uh, nav bars, right? Nav bars and so cards we've already done. We have something called as nav bars. So I hope you all know what nav bars are. So if I show you an example, maybe I head over to Amazon, which is an e-commerce website, Amazon.in. So this what you see here, it has an Amazon logo, pin code, search icon, some text, right? This all is a part of a nav bar. Right? So you can literally design this nav bar using Bootstrap by just copy pasting the already pre-written code, right? So this is what it is. So if you want to design a similar nav bar, you can come over to the documentation. Yeah, here it is. So I search nav bar. Yeah, see, here it is, nav bar. We have different types of nav bars. This is something which looks similar to Amazon. I mean, the search icon is a little short. We have certain links. So if I copy this, nav bars are usually on the top. So I'll make it on the top, maybe on the very top, like here. So if I add this, you'll see a nav bar, and you can maybe search anything here. Maybe some sort of items you want to search. It's not operational because there's no JS involved, but this is how it uses, right? Yeah, exactly. So as said by Samarth, the Bootstrap also has Napa. So this that we see here, it is a part of Napa. And no doubt it is only made using Bootstrap because this is what it is all about, right? So this is what it is, navbars. Similar to navbars, you also have photos. So photos are nothing but, if I show you, photos are nothing but these informations, right? We have get to know section, connect with us, make money. Money is important, and let us help you, right? So that's how we can do. Yeah, yes you can, yes you can, you can literally customize it. So if you want to add some, maybe you don't want, so if I open up this, maybe you don't want some buttons, or maybe you want to change the links, change the name of some buttons. Oh, what's that? Yeah, if you want to change some text or some colors, you can do that. So let's suppose I don't want it disabled, right? I can maybe hide it. I don't want to make it disabled and want to maybe change the color. So let's suppose we have this button. Yeah, we have this button. It does not have any color to it. I can add maybe danger, PG danger, right? So once you see it, if I refresh, maybe stop the server. I'll stop the server. It is important, right? So okay. So if I change the server, I think this still not added the color. Let me just see. What is that? Okay. We have told, let me just see what have they added. So this is a button which has a class type. Okay, so the type is button, and if you want to add a class to it, maybe I will. Maybe can we add it here? This is very interesting. So the text works. Let me just check the text, or which. Oh, that's the navbar button. Yeah, okay, so this is this one. This is this one, and so literally you can do it. So this is actually, if I remove it from here, let's suppose I want this button, home button, right? So I can add it. So class, I can say bg danger. If I do it, it will change to red color. And I mean, customizations are possible, but you have to be very sure about it, what you want to add, because as far as the customizations are concerned, I hope you only want to refer to the Bootstrap classes. There are limited classes to it, right? So that's what we were discussing on the first day itself. Bootstrap helps you add CSS quickly, but it is not too much customizable, and that's why we have Tailwind. Tailwind offers you a lot more customizable colors and all of that sort. But still, if you want to add some colors in Bootstrap, you can make your own CSS class and get that added, just like we add any other class to it, right? Okay. Inside a search bar, why do we want to add inside a search bar? So I mean, there are multiple customizations available. If I head over to the docs, yeah, so we have multiple types of search bar. I would say nav bars as well, right? This is just a simple nav bar. This has a nav bar, but not all of it is. We don't have any buttons. And I think you're talking about this one. We have a button and we have a search bar. You can use this if you want to, right? So this is what it is. So if you want to use it, and you can use it like that. I mean, we have some fixed, I mean, some sticky nav bars as well. That means that if you scroll down, you don't move the nav bar down. It stays stuck to the screen. As simple as that, right? So this is how it is. And these are links. You can also attach some links to it if you want to. So if you see this section, we have a link, and inside link we have, yeah, that's a link. Inside link we have actions and other actions somewhere else. So if you want to, maybe, as we saw, right, in Amazon website. So if I come to Amazon, yeah, see, if I come up here, Yeah, see, if I scroll over to it, it has a list of links that you might want to attach in your website. So if you want to achieve a similar kind of functionality, we literally have it here. So you can add, you can delete, you can customize these links as per your wants, right? Okay, cool. Now let's talk about Flexbox, right? Now, first of all, Flex. What is Flex? I'll see. Rohini, I won't say peak, but I would say so. I mean, each has its pros and cons. Bootstrap is pretty much easy to use, hardly any documentation. It's very beginner friendly. But if you talk about customizations and some complex designs, Tailwind takes an edge, right? But we cannot say something is good or bad. But I mean, if we tend to start with Bootstrap and go level up with Tailwind and with Material UI. By the way, Material UI is also one of the frameworks that we have in CSS. It is uh, strictly dedicated to React. So you can also use Material UI. We have Tailwind, uh, right? We have Bootstrap, and we have countless of CSS frameworks that we can offer. But the famous ones being these three only. Okay, cool. So let's talk about Flex. Flex is nothing but it helps you manage your layout, alignment, sizing of grid columns, navigation components, and all of that stuff, right? So Flex is nothing. Flex is just a component which helps you design your tabs, uh, not not tabs, tags. Design your tags and your elements in horizontal and vertical format. Right? Just like we did grid in the previous session, Flex offers a much more variety to it, and it is much more easy to implement. Right. So as you can see, we applied display utilized to create a Flexbox container and transform direct children elements into Flex items. Flex containers and items are able to be modified further with additional Flex properties. Now, what does this mean? You see here, I'm a Flexbox container, right? So why do we have it? Because we have added a Flex class to it with a padding of 2. I hope we know what P stands for. P is for padding 2. And it says I'm a Flex container. Similarly, apart from this, you have properties like inline, SM inline flex, medium flex, large flex, and all of those sort. I'll quickly come to what does that mean. So I'll quickly come to the code, right? And yeah, here it is. So in order to add flex, first of all, maybe I'll have a div, right? And I'll call this a parent div. So this is my parent div, and inside this parent div, I have, let's suppose, one div and two more divs. So this is the parent host div, which has two child divs, right? Okay. Now to this div, I'll say, or maybe not the ancestral child. I'll say just a common child. That means a sibling child. So this is a parent div, and it has two siblings to it, right? I hope this makes sense. So similarly, I can say this is sibling one, right? And this is sibling 2, and this is how it is laid out. So if I show it to you now, um, this is how it will look like. This is sibling 1 and this is sibling 2. Now a very important part to your flex is that it helps you design the layout, right? Design the layout, like how do you want it? You want it in a horizontally aligned, you want it vertically aligned, and all of that sort. First thing first, you want to, let's suppose you want to change the format. You have something called as direction, right? And how do you use a direction? It is very easy to use. So let's suppose initially this is one below each other. That means the direction it is in row. I'll show you. Let's suppose I come up here and I'll show the documentation as well. So here you go. See, talking about direction, right? We have flex and flex column. So two types of direction are there mainly, which is flex row and flex column. Row means they are aligned in row format. Columns mean they are aligned in column format. Apart from this, you have row reverse and column reverse, which I'll come to that later on. But let's stick to the basics. So first of all, let's suppose I come to my VS Code, right? And this is the main flex. So I'll give it a class, right? And I'll call it flex. Apart from this, in order to decide the direction, so see, if I come up here, this is what it is. So that means if you give flex to it, let me also do one thing. Let me give it a border. Maybe not to this, but to here and to this one. Yep. So this they have a border now, and maybe I like to increase the width of the or the thickness of the border. I hope we know how to do it. We did it in the previous session. Yeah. Okay. So this is a border, right? And this represents that this is a flex box. Now, interestingly, if I do flex column, if I do flex column, these literally align vertically, right? But if I don't do flex column, if I do flex row, they are in horizontal format. Interestingly, if I don't do anything, if I don't set the direction of my flex, right, it is by default in this direction. What do we concur from this? Because see, I'll again show you. If I do maybe flex row, it remains same. It does not change. But if I do flex column, it moves down. So can we say that flex row is the default direction in my flex when I apply flex? Yes or no? Because if I remove flex row, it is all in the horizontal format as it was earlier. But if I add flex row, then it is also the same. But here's the interesting catch. If I add flex column, it aligns vertically. Right? Can we say that flex row is the default flex position? Yes, we can. Okay. Apart from this, we have something like reverse. Right? Now, what do I mean by reverse? So let's suppose this is flex column, and instead of flex column, I also add one more hyphen and I give reverse. So now see, column sibling 2 moves up, but my sibling 1 remains, and so basically sibling 1 2 moves up and sibling 1 moves down. That means they're in a reverse format now, right? Okay, I will go ahead with the row only, and I can say row reverse. See, it has come up here, and that means it has moved to the end of it, right? This was row reverse. Apart from this, we have the positioning of it. You can position these as well. So because why do I say this? Because let's suppose if I give it a border of 6, see, I think we have it only till 5, right? I think we saw it the other day. Maybe let's give, oh my bad, so if I have to give border first and then give border 5. So it has a border to it. Can we also change the color? Let it be as it is. See, as you see, this is a whole space, and apart from this, this is only shrink to the left side of it. What if I want to move it to the end of it? I can do that. For that, we have a property called as justify content and make it to the end of it. Justify content end. If you do so, these move to the most right side. That is the end of my row. If you want to make it center, you can. So instead of end, you can use center. If you do center, it comes to the center of it, right? You can do evenly. So if you do evenly, they will be evenly spread out. So these are different parts of how you can align your text, right? Align your rows to it. As simple as that. right? Apart from this, we also have property called as gaps. If you want to add some gaps in between, so you have G. If you want to add some gaps, you can also do that. So let's suppose I don't want to use anything of this sort, right? But I don't want them to get stick to each other or stuck to each other. So I can say G and I can mention 2 or 3. If I do so, see there will be a, if let's suppose I do 4. Where are we adding a gap? Wait, do we have any other property? Let me just check. Was it G or was it gap? I'm not sure. So if I write gap, oh, it is row gap and column gap instead of gap. So I can use something like, um, yeah, call gap. So let me, instead of gap, use column gap. So if I come up here, and it is GAP, not solely G, right? Or let me try out with gap first. If I do gap 3, yeah, it works. So that means if you want to add any custom gaps to it, you don't want to go with justify content, you can literally add a custom gaps so that it looks, it seems a bit more customizable, nothing else, right? Apart from that, maybe, yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so for now what we have covered, um, we have covered Flex, what it does, right? One of the most basic aspects of Flex is the direction. We saw how can we set the direction, which is row, column, row reverse, and column reverse. These are the main Flex directions that we have. Obviously we can give it styling, we can give it sizes as well, small, large, extra large, and all of that sort. But these are the main 4 types. Row, which is in row format, which is the default size, right? Column is vertically one below each other, right? And we then covered justify content. What does it do? It helps you, just it helps you to actually place your child elements or the sibling elements to a specific space, right? If you don't want to do it, you can use gap to maybe customize your gaps between the divs or between the childs. One more important thing is that Flex only works with siblings, right? So in order for Flex to work, you should have a parent div, and then you should have siblings to it, right? And siblings are the most important things here. So why am I focusing on siblings? Because siblings are only attacked by Flex. If you don't have siblings, Flex will not work. Yeah. Samarthi, yep. Man says, when we have row column concept, why do we need Flex? See, very good question. Okay, so Flex, if you use row and column in Flex, it gives you much more power to adjust your siblings, right? Because Flex does not only have rows and columns, it has multiple things like the justify content I told you, like the gaps I told you, like the flex, like setting up the direction of the columns I told you. So it has much more than that. It is very powerful. Column and row, right? You can do it. It is an alternate method, but Flex is preferred because of more power and more customizations that it has, right? What is sibling? Sibling is nothing but children element. So this div that you see here, this is the parent div, and this parent div has 2 child divs. That's why we call it sibling, right? Someone is asking for break. No, that won't happen. Okay, I hope this is clear. The Flex concept is clear, everyone. Any doubts so far? Any doubts? Yes or no in the chat box, please. Any doubts? Yes, got it. Any doubts? Anyone? Rabia says, got it. Yes, clear. Vihika, clear. No doubts, no doubts. Dhananjay, no doubts. Hetvi, Khatri, no doubts. Clear, clear, clear. Awesome. ठीक है. Ravi Saraswat. Okay. How much time remaining? Ah. Yeah, just bear with me for 20 more seconds. 20 more minutes, please. Okay, you know what? Let us do one thing. Let us make a food blog homepage. Right? We have time. Let us make a short project. Right? So what I'll do here is I'll create one more file. I'll say food.html. Right? Okay, and I will copy the same link, which is inside my head, and the script, which should be there in my body. Right? Okay. Now, so what we've got to do is we will develop a food blog homepage, which will include my navbar, banners, 3 cards, and a footer. Right? Okay. It is there in the note section. Note, what do you call, the Notion link that was shared to you guys. Okay. So first thing first, I'll have a div. Now let us try to build it. Right? What do we need first? First thing is a blog, or not a blog. First thing is a navbar. Right? So let's think of a navbar. Let's head over to the documentation. And what I'll do here is I'll write here navbar. Hmm. Based upon our requirements, based upon what we need, we can use a navbar, customize it, customize the options. So let us see what have we got. So this is a very basic, not basic, I would say this is a very wholesome navbar. Apart from this, we have a text navbar, this navbar. Okay, maybe you know what? I'll go with the first one, and I'll make some customizations to it. Okay, so this is my food, and I will maybe okay. Let me add it here only. Okay, and I'll open it live. Okay, so this is my navbar. Maybe I can say what all is there in a food website. Maybe I can say menu. I can say veg. We have a link. Okay, that is the button itself. Okay, I can say maybe that's a button. That's a link. So I might want to get rid of this. I don't need this. Okay. Apart from this, we have a drop down. I won't be needing a drop down as well, or maybe we can use it for some reason. But okay, and I won't need a disable button as well. So, or it's a link. Okay. But what I would need is one more button apart from this, or a link apart from this, which says maybe non-veg items, non-veg and veg, right? And it has a drop down which says, I don't find a reason to add it. If you could think of something, sure, go ahead. But I'll remove it for now. So it starts out here and ends out here. Yeah, so I've just done a little customizations to my app based upon my requirements and all of that sort. And maybe I can be innovative, and instead of search, I can write on where's the search button. Yeah, I can write maybe crave or hunger or something of that sort. Yeah, so that's too much. Maybe I can say cravings. Yeah, so I can click on this, I can search the food menu, and I can get it done. Now once this is done, I'll add some banners. Now what do I mean by banners? So I'll come up here to my documentation. Where is that? Maybe I'll close this one because we're not working here. I'll close this and I will come up here. Yeah. Okay. Now I can work with with banners maybe. So if I banners means nothing but just some carousels or some images maybe. Maybe I can use a carousel, accordion, not an accordion as per se. Maybe I can use a carousel. Okay, so I say, yeah, maybe I can use this to show up my food images. So I'll copy this. I will paste it up here, right? And obviously this link tag. Now you can think of your famous dishes. I know it's dinner time, but maybe I can, yeah, dishes. So maybe I can say chili potatoes or something of that. So I just want an image, so that should be fine. You can give me suggestions of your favorite dishes, and maybe we can get it added here, right? So first one will be my preference, rest would be your preference. So let us just have some suggestions of some food items. Maybe I can copy this image address. Oh yeah, bon appetite is a nice word to add to the button. Yeah. Okay, so first one would be this. Okay. Next one we have waffles. Okay, let's go with some desserts. Now please just don't go after the class and order food for your stuff, food for yourself, right? Okay, so maybe I'll have waffle. This looks tempting, or maybe this looks tempting as well. So I can just copy the image address. Okay, apart from that, we've got pav bhaji. Okay, I think I'm telling you guys, but I'm not sure if I'll order it on my own once the class ends. Which one looks good? Maybe this one. Right? It's mouth watering, so I'll copy the image address and we'll paste it. I think three are enough. You can go ahead and add more if you want to, but three are enough for now. Yeah. Blueberry cheesecakes, cakes. Okay, pizzas, biryani. Okay, I think these three are enough. You can go ahead and create your own customization if you want to. So if I come up to my document, wait, I would need to reduce the size of it first. Yeah, I would need to reduce the size. So I will add. So we already have a size to it. If you see here, the width is 100, and that I think it's too much. Maybe I'll have 30. Oh, still not. Wait, what was that? So, yep, here you go. So, I will keep the height as 30 and width also as 30, if that makes sense. But for some reason, it is not changing. Um, okay. Oh, I think we are adding it to yeah, that's what it should be. What if I get rid of this? What did I get? What if I get rid of this? These are the for today's dinner. Yeah, these are actually. Ah, actually, my I think no, that is fine. Let us do one thing. Let us head over to the documentation, and let us see. Uh, yeah. Let me type in image. Okay. Once I type in image, we must be having some width here as well. This is class. No, no, we don't need this. This is again, or maybe you know what? Let us use a thumbnail one. Maybe that would be too. Okay. Instead of this, let me do one thing. Let me just experiment, right? Let me use class as thumbnail. Since we already have it set up, just why to use height and width. Okay, that's okay. Apart from this, do we have anything better to offer? Let us check Bootstrap. Rounded is not what we need. Let me check height and width. Let me check maybe width. Okay, yeah, we have the width here. But what classes have they used? So this is something which we don't need. We have a border. I don't think so. We need border as well. Radius, size. I think this should. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let me just try out with height and width only. So instead of thumbnail, I'll go with maybe again what was there earlier? It was D block. I will say height as 25 and width also as 25. Right. So yeah, I think this part, right? Okay. Now if I come up to my document, yeah, this looks good. I mean, I wanted it to stretch as a whole, to be honest, but since it is not, so okay, maybe I can increase the width, right? Or I can give the width as 100%, right? Or maximum, that is, I can say width as 100. Oh no, that is too much. That is too much. That is too much. I can say maybe 70, and height as well. I can say maybe 15. Height is again too much, I think. So let me first of all do one thing. Add it all the same. Yeah, and maybe make my page 100%. This is how it looks. The height is the height is too much. Why is it? Maybe I can keep the width as only 40. Only 40 and only 40. I mean, you can adjust this according to your needs. That should be totally fine. Yeah, or if you want to, you can just use the thumbnail images, which we used in the previous session or day one session, right? This is how it looks like. Also, I think I have a div here. I hope this is not creating any problems. So this div I would want to get rid of, and this div I would want to get rid of. Yep. Okay. What if I remove width? I'm not sure. Let me have an automatic width, and let me maybe stop the server again and restart it. For some reason, sometimes what happens is changes don't reflect automatically, so we'll have to do it. Sir, images made me hungry. Likewise, I might order something from Zomato or Swiggy. Okay, Montage boy saying that keep the height as 35 and the width as 57. Yeah, funny pet. So we can use a customized size. I mean, that is an option, but I don't want to, use my internal CSS, because that is the whole point of this boot camp, right? So someone is saying keep it as this. I'm not sure whether this work appropriately or not, but I'm just going with the bet of uh, Montage boy. So maybe I'd copy this, and copy this. Yeah, no difference I feel, but should do. Okay, yeah. Mhm. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. We have to get this. Okay. And there was already a class attached to it, which was nothing but D block. Right here as well, I'll say D block. Okay, and here as well, I will say it D block. Okay, and apart from this, so now if I come up here and stop my server again, stop the live server, and open it again. Yeah, I think there's something happening to it. Maybe what I'll do, I'll maybe go to the carousel again. I'll go to the carousel again, and I will copy this once again. But we have played too much with the stylings, and I think this was the last. Was this? Yeah, this was the last style. And now if I come up to the document, this was link one. I'll copy the image address. This was link two, right? And what else? Maybe pizza. Maybe this was link three. Copy the image address and just paste it here. Now instead of giving it in directly, I would say block units, let us try to give it in, and I would say pixels, right? Pixels, or maybe some units which make much more sense to it, right? So in this case, what we can do is, first of all, maybe we can give height as, or width as 50 pixels. I'm not sure Bootstrap supports this. Maybe this as well. I'll keep the width as 50 pixels. And what else we've got? Okay, yeah. So It is working. Yeah, it is working. The width is reducing, but we have a certain size. Okay. Oh, I think that's the image's fault, because see, this is working absolutely fine. What I'll do, maybe I'll copy the image address. I think what was that? Which was, that's the third link, I guess. Yeah, third link. So maybe I'll keep this link. I just wanted to check if it is the image, or is it the size, because the sizes are not working as per we as what we want. We could give max width. Let's suppose, instead of this, we can also do something like, max. If I say max width, that means the maximum width of certain things would be fixed. I let's suppose I give it 180 pixels. Yeah. Okay, I think this seems good. This seems okayish. Maybe you want to stretch it over the full image, but for now this looks okay, right? Apart from this, what else we have got? Maybe we want to add a footer to it. Let me just check. Yep, and a footer. So I hope we all know what footer is. So I'll just come up here, search footer. Yeah, we have the footers here, right? Go somewhere, or maybe you can also. Obviously it is customizable, but you can use whatever you want to here. And always remember, photos are always added at the end of your page, right? Header navbar at the top and photos at the bottom. So if I add a footer here, this will look something like this, right? Yep, something like this. Okay. So also, if you want to, you can do one more thing. Since you can add div and enclose all of it in a single div, so that you can maybe use flex here. So you can give it a class. I can say dflex, right? And okay, and once I do this, it will look something like this. I need. Can anyone tell me what is an issue here? Anyone? What do I need to do to make it align in a vertical format instead of a horizontal format? Which thing can we use here? Anyone? Any guesses? Any guesses? Anyone? Which direction are we talking about? Let's see who has it. I just need to align it vertically instead of horizontally. Yeah, flex, but what flex? We have to have a direction. Yeah, we have to set a direction to it, right? So that it appears in a vertical format. Yes, I think the Mehta says it. We can use flex row, or flex column. Sorry, row is default. If I use flex row, sorry, if I use flex call, row is the default one. If I use flex call, this would be, this should be around, wait, are we missing something here? I'm not sure. Okay, one more issue here, and that is, and that is um, because see, it has two siblings. One is nav and the other one is the carousel, right? Apart from carousel, we have a car, right? So in this case, it looks something like this. And also, if you want to, you can make it to the center. So very good suggestion by Hiraj. You can say align item center, it moves, or justify content center, it will move to the center. So I can do something like justify content center. Right. Apart from this, I would also like to use align items center. Right. So now it moves to the center of it. I'm not sure if it looks good, but this is what you can experiment and you can play around with it. Right. Okay, so I hope this makes sense and we are done with Flexbox. With that being said, let us try to take a pause here and we will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we have got covered, we'll be covering form and we'll be seeing some interactivity designs as well. Right, so this is it for today. Okay, yeah, good. I hope this is clear to you. Sir, आपके साथ time का पता ही है. Oh, come on. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. I wish you all the luck. So I'll take a leave, and I hope this, yeah, I hope this made sense to you. By the way, any doubts so far? Any doubts so far in Flexbox and in all of those stuffs? I hope it is clear. Okay, cool. Okay, sure. Then I'll just take a leave, and I will let the mod take over.